Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back to check your girl out yet a mother freaking again. It's your girl Chrissy, and guess what, mother effer? I'm back. Period. So in today's video, I just want to give you guys an update on pretty much where I'm at now since I broken my celibacy journey. I'm not going to say broken my celibacy journey, but briefly stepped outside of my celibacy journey. So just hang tight if you just want a little bit of tea. So as you know now, in case you haven't, I am 3 years single officially, for real, not the little brief moment of nothing. But I am officially 3 years single, and for 2.5 of it, I have been practicing celibacy and basically preserving myself from sex. And more than anything, I was saving myself for marriage. It didn't start off that way, but honestly, that's my goal. That's been the goal. It's always been the goal, and it's going to continue to be the goal. Okay. So long story short, I just want to give you guys an update on how I feel right now and where am I going from here and where am I currently at. So I am back on this celibacy journey. I've hopped back as soon as I got off with Neve. So with that being said, it's like I never left. Honestly, I feel like it was an itch that needed to get scratched. No, to each his own. My reasonings initially for going into this journey weren't spiritual based. It's just self-healing and self-love, and that's always the ground and the foundation of what my celibacy journey is rooted in. So it was on my terms, and then at some point within my celibacy journey, I believe it was like a year ago at some point, or towards the end of last year, is when I decided that, I am doing this for God, and I seriously, want to please God in this moment. Understandably so. I also understand what comes with it, the fleshly desires, and, just preparing myself in case I wasn't like super solid in it. You know what I'm saying? That, I'm just not going to beat myself up for it. It's going to be a decision that I made and prayed about, which it was. It was a decision that I talked to God about for a week before I decided to make that move and go against God's will. I just thank God for sparing me and giving me the grace and mercy, because he doesn't always give that. You know what I'm saying? But when he do, it could not come at a better time. It didn't stop me from, bottom line, I just praise God for sparing me, because of his love shown and his grace and mercy shown to me through that tough time, of me going against his will for once in years. I just decided that, it made me even more excited to get back into this journey and to really show God, like this time that I'm really going to try. But at the same time, I'm not going to kill myself if I break this journey. But this time I'm more motivated through God's grace, and I'm just curious to see, is this the time? Okay, so anyway, where I am at now, I basically am in the dating stage, which I've already made previewed on my channel, on my podcast, which I will leave below. I'm giving you guys like surface tea, but when you really want the real tea, and you really want to know what went down and what happened, what was my mind process and everything to break this journey, it is available on my podcast, Sipn with Chrissy Monologues, linked below. Okay, double linked below. And just like check me out, what I'm saying? Check it out. It's very entertaining, to say the least. Okay, but back on this, I'm now trying to get my first date. I'm trying to get my first date, and it's so funny the way it's been happening. Like, technically I should have been on like 50 dates by now, but whether something happens with that person or that person, just most of the time they just turning me off. But yeah, like, you know, just sometimes it's just, you know, it's a little bit more difficult. Okay, it's a little bit more difficult. It's a part of the process. I know it is. I feel like because now that I am on these dating sites, that I'm on a dating site that I love. I finally found a dating site that I absolutely adore, because the options on this site is not like one I have been preview to with these ghetto behind Facebook dating apps. Okay, so with that being said, you know, it's the rejection process, and I'm always faithful and grateful for it. I'm always grateful for it because as Janina, and shout outs to Janina, stated earlier, like on one of my posts about my rants about the rejection stage, you know, I'm not the only one doing the rejection. I'm getting rejected too. So she reminded me that, you know, it is God's way of protecting us from something that is not for us. And I appreciate you so much for reminding me of that, because that's something I always stood by and lost sight of that. You know what I mean? Not only is the rejection purpose necessary as part of the process to, you know, find your prince. Everybody's not going to be for you, and you're not going to be for everyone. You have to go through multiple people. I advise you to do it with class, but you have to go through some people. And, you know, just because you're open and ready for it don't mean it's going to happen today, and don't mean it's going to come easy. You know, especially when you're picky. You know what? I'm not going to say picky, especially when you have high expectations. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people need to understand that what you feel your worth is what you're worth. Okay? I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what credentials say. I don't care what money says. What you genuinely believe in your heart that you are worth, it's going to be executed. Okay? And when you don't settle for less than what you are worth, that is when you get what you deserve. Okay, so I'm tired of the narrative people putting out, trying to tell people what they are or worth. Because she got 4 kids, because she's been married 6 times, that's her business. I don't know if that's a real thing, but you know, nobody can tell you what your worth is but you. You cannot tell me what I'm worth, because you don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of. You don't know my life story. You don't know what I did. You don't know what actually I put out into this world that the world benefited from. So to tell somebody, oh, because this, that, and the third, they're not worth that. Like, no, you don't decide what I'm worth. Only I decide what I'm worth. So, you know, I digress again. But anyways, you know, like, you just need to stay on top of your core values of what you're looking for in a relationship. And I feel like that's just where I'm at. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to be exploring this dating app. So far, it's the longest I've ever been on a dating site. Most of the time, within 2 to 3 hours, I'm deleting the account. Like, I am just like over it. So this is going on the 2nd week since I've been a part of this dating site, this particular one, but I have been going through dating sites. I am in the process of working with a matchmaker company. I'm working with one in New York City, but I really want to know if there's an all black, like, I want to know if the ones down south that's on TV, if they, you know, cater to my area as well. So I'm going to look into that. And what else have I been doing? I haven't been giving my number out. Like, that's just one thing I don't do. I did decide recently, I was talking to this doctor, and I decided recently to like download an app that I can get like a temporary phone number from. But he was just as dry as a fish, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I unmatched. He was dry. He was dry, but I tried, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I understand, you know what I mean? But I did download it to, you know, I guess, you know, for people that I want to learn a little bit more, because I hate texting. They are going to need a way to communicate with me, so just got a temporary phone number just in case, but I deleted that too. So yeah, I'm almost at the point where I feel like, you know, like, because I'm taking an initiative, do that mean I don't trust God? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm kind of battling with right now. Like, how much longer do I commit to this dating site, since I actually like it for once? And am I overstepping, you know, the will of God? But, you know, I went into this doing it this way and being intentional, because I had this conversation with God. I've expressed this to God months ago before I landed my position in corporate. So I said, if and when I get this position, I will be open to dating, and this is what I was going to do. I was going to seek a matchmaker. I was going to apply for online dating shows, which is what I have done and I'm still doing. I'm going to explore these dating sites at least 1 month if I can bear it. I'm going to try to commit to at least 1 month on a dating site, and, you know, just put myself out there in a way where it's like, how else am I supposed to put myself out there? I'm a mother of 4. Okay, so I'm always home. You know, I was being intentional, and I'm a strong believer in, based on the relationship me and God have, you know, it's because of my footwork that I put in is the reason why God meets me half the way. Not the reason, I'm not going to say the reason, but it plays a big part. So I feel like I'm doing my due diligence, so God doesn't have to do all the work, even though he's almighty. You know, I just want to show God that I'm genuine and I'm willing to put in the work to get what he's given me. And, you know, I have been working on many things of being the wife that he wants me to be to the husband that he ordained for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like eventually, pretty soon, I'm going to wrap up the dating site and then put a little bit more effort in filling out dating show applications. But outside of that, you know, I just really prefer for it to happen naturally, organically. I'm really one of those girls that prefer to meet the guy in the grocery store, at the gas station, or, you know, just out somewhere, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just naturally organic and chemistry. Really prefer that. Like, I feel like you're doing the most doing this, but, you know, some people look at it as being desperate, but I look at it as being intentional. But, you know, I want to commit to it just so I can say that I did put myself out there once I decided to start dating again. And I'm grown now, so this is what grown women do. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace and love and harmony, and be blessed. Yes.